What can I tell you about Vietnam?
Yeah, just basic information that you know.
I was a kid, 18 years old.
Yep.
I was about to get drafted, so I enlisted in the Marine Corps. I did 2 years, 1969 to 1971.
Really?
Okay.
Luckily, did not go to Vietnam. I went to the Middle East instead. But I had a lot of friends that went, several that got killed. Several friends that I still associate with that, went over there and still have issues with it. I know that it was a war that we probably shouldn't have been there. But being at the age we were and the generation we were, it was one of those deals where we were called and we enlisted and went. We did what we had to do.
In terms of your involvement in the Middle East, could you explain a little bit about that?
Yeah, I got sent over there in 1970. If this is on Vietnam, where does it go with the Middle East?
Well, we just would like to know. I mean, this is
Yeah.
cool.
Well, what happened was most of the guys that we went to were during my age. We're all going right to Vietnam. Especially, I went in for 2 years,
Yep.
and all of the guys that enlisted in the Marine Corps for 2 years, all you had time for was boot camp, advanced infantry training, and then 13 months of combat in what they called in country. But when I was going through jungle training, there was some sort of a skirmish going on in Jordan, and they sent 1,300 of us over to Jordan to resecure the MASH hospitals because it was, I believe it was the Israelis that were the ones that were causing all the havoc over there.
Yeah.
So they sent 1,300 of us over on the Guam, and we resecured the MASH hospitals, stayed over in the Med for probably about 6 months. And then got diverted over to Lima, Peru, where we did medevacing of the Peruvians onto the deck of the JFK. We were medevacing the injured, and they set the JFK up as a hospital ship, and basically did that for probably about, I'm going to say, just about a month and a half. Resecured everything over there, and it came home.
Okay, so it's just like a small conflict.
Well, yeah, small, but still.
Yeah, important.
Yeah, it was a conflict,
Oh, what do you know about the Vietnam War?
The Vietnam War was initiated through what they call military false flag operations, declassified by the Gulf of Tonkin.
Okay, and do you know like why we went there?
Yes, strictly for 3 purposes: heroin dealing. That was 1. 2 was to stage up for what was now Halliburton for the Iraq-Vietnam War. Dick Cheney during the 70s was initiating through the CIA what trade deals between China were going to basically push amongst the American masses. So they needed to stage what they call a false flag operation, which was the initiation of the Gulf of Tonkin, which is now, like I said, declassified, stating that they did preemptively go into Vietnam because of that incident.
Yep. And do you know anything about the Tet Offensive?
No, I do not.
Do you know anything about My Lai?
My Lai, the massacre.
Yeah.
That was over-exaggerated amongst the media. It should have never been pushed as much as it was, but at the same time, unlike any other war, actually, it's a current. They never ever showed a war like that with actual real footage.
All right, do you know anything about Vietnam? Just summarize the basic events, what happened, who started.
Absolutely. Almost got drafted.
Wait, what? What was that?
He
Almost got drafted.
Could you give us a brief summary of what you know?
We started off with a police action and escalated and
Okay.
just kept going like ominously.
Kept
know-
escalating. Right?
Do you know the leader of Vietnam at the time?
At that time, it was Minh, I believe.
Yep, correct.
Ho
Ho
Chi
Chi Minh.
Not Ho Chi Minh, that was North Korea.
Yes.
North Vietnam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Below in South Vietnam, I think his name was Minh, or he was a colonel or general. They all are.
Yep. Do you recall the massacre at My Lai?
Yes.
Exactly what that was? Can you explain? Care to explain?
There was a rogue group led by Lieutenant Calley, who killed innocent civilians and just slaughtered them.
So, do you know what the general idea of the Vietnam War was? Like why we were fighting over there?
More or less, generalities, yeah.
Can you explain?
I believe the French were there first, and then we kind of came to help bail them out, and we went in a limited role, and then we kind of started bringing more and more troops along as we took more of a leadership role there.
Yeah, it was about the policy of containment with communism, trying to stop the spread.
There you go.
Do you know any like other specifics, like who the leader was or anything like that?
Of Vietnam?
Yeah.
Ho Chi Minh, right?
Yeah.
There you go.
And have you ever heard of My Lai?
I've heard of My Lai. Was it a battle?
It was more of a massacre than a battle.
Okay.
Where we went in and we thought it was all Viet Cong, but we ended up slaughtering 500 citizens, like innocent people who weren't part of the Viet Cong.
No, so in that respect, no. I've heard of it, but a little more detailed than what I.
Hi, Christian. What do you know about Vietnam?
The United States went there to stop the spread of communism.
Have you ever heard of the tragic incident of My Lai?
Yes, I have.
Can you explain anything about it?
We went there thinking there was VC. We killed a whole bunch of innocent people.
Okay, so sir, have you taken a history class this year?
Yes.
Okay, and what do you know about Vietnam?
That the North was trying to take over the whole country, and we went in to stop the spread of communism because we believed that it would spread around the world and
Yes.
eventually to us.
And do you know the leader of North Vietnam at the time?
No.
Okay, it was a man called Ho Chi Minh, and does that ring any bells?
No.
Okay, so what do you know about the Tet Offensive?
I do.
Okay, do you know anything about the massacre at My Lai?
No.
What school do you go to?
Goodwin.
Do you know anything about what happened in Kent State? No? Nope. That 4 students were killed by they were protesting the war. That was the whole Make Love Not War thing. Do you know anything about Woodstock? Yeah? Could you explain some of that to me, what you know?
No.
Okay, so do you know why we were there? No, not at all. Okay. It started out, there was a communist revolution under a guy named Ho Chi Minh. He tried to convert the whole country to Vietnam to communist because it was unjust how the French were ruling it. And, you know, America, do you know what the domino theory is at all?
I feel like I've heard of it.
Could you venture a guess at all? Okay, if one country becomes communist, the rest of the surrounding it will follow, and it'll take over the world.
Okay.
And America wanted to stop that. Do you know what containment is? Nope. Okay.
Come on.
It's where we tried to contain the spread of communism. When did you last take a history class about?
When I was a freshman in college, so 2 years ago.
Okay. We're just trying to see what people know. You know what the Cold War was?
Like I've heard of everything, but I can't tell you what
Okay.
happened or what.
It was just between the U.S. and the Soviet Union. Actually, we tried to. It was basically communism and democracy versus each other, and Vietnam was a place where the Cold War became hot. There was actual fighting. It's called the Cold War because there was pretty much no fighting
There's no fighting.
in the Cold War, basically.
Ask about My Lai.
Between the U.S. and Soviet Union. Have you ever heard about My Lai, the massacre in Vietnam? Nope. Okay. All right. It was where about 500 citizens, innocent citizens, were murdered.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Well, thank you for your time. Thank you very much.
Sorry that I don't know it.
It's fine.
Perfectly fine.
What do you know about the Vietnam War?
General information.
Just summarize why we were there, what happened.
We were there because we wanted to destroy communism.
Yes.
Yes.
And what happened when we got there?
We destroyed communism.
We destroyed enough.
Do you know anything about the Gulf of Tonkin resolution?
What's the Gulf of Tonkin resolution?
That's where, to start the war, we said that Vietnamese ships attacked U.S. ships, and that just gave us an excuse to go from there. Nobody knows what really happened. It probably didn't, but it got the U.S. involved. And do you know any of the background before Vietnam? What happened during the wars?
Yeah, France.
And do you know how long they owned it?
20 years.
You know who came after France? Between France and America.
No, why?
It was Japan during World War II. They all took over Indochina.
What are some effects that resulted from the Vietnam War?
Some effects of Vietnam.
Let's see, good music. Pop. LSD.
So, do you know anything about Woodstock that you care to explain?
Do you think there was any disillusionment coming out of Vietnam as well?
The media overplay something.
Like the first war we lost, and it was to this tiny country where this giant superpower. How do you think like that?
Well, if you're talking about the first war we lost, South Korea.
No, that's still going on. But that's the story of it today. That's how people see it.
Do you think the media overanalyzes sometimes or told some lies?
And how do you think the public reacted to that? When did you take this class?
Mr. K is going to look at this and he's going to be like...
Last year?
Yeah, last year.
Okay.
Well...
Thank you for your time.
I mean, like a real answer or like...
Yeah, we want a real answer.
Yeah. Oh. Let's see, there was like, it's not Penn State.
Yeah. That's where 4 students died. Right there.
3 of which weren't actually involved in the Vietnam protests.
Do you know anything about Woodstock?
Hippies. Lots of hippies.
Thank you for your time, sir.
You're welcome.
Okay, so sir, what do you know about Vietnam?
I don't know. I'm bad at this.
Hello, sir. I'm Mike Avenoso. And you are? Now, can you tell me what you know about Vietnam?
All right.
Are you being serious with this?
It's a little...
School project. This, I don't know about this.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
And so...
Yes, sir. For what?
There's a lot of Vietnam over there.
Shall I kill everything in sight?
Your orders are to kill everything you see.
Your wish is my command. Out.
This is so...
Sergeant Callie, sir. Sergeant Callie, sir, this is President Johnson. I've just received word that the entire Vietnam Army... Sergeant Callie, this is President Johnson. I've just received word that the entire DC Army is stationed at Tanksville. The civilians have already been evacuated. There's orders that are going in and kill everything you see.
Roger that command. Sergeant Callie out.
The fan of democracy lies in your hands.
America for the win.
And that's pretty good actually. Thank you very much. Thank you for your time.